Hi, it's Nigel from Sharpology again. Today we're going to be covering off everybody's least favourite subject, blade drives. Blade drives are, again, as I keep saying in these videos, vitally important in terms of your grooming. What's a blade drive? A blade drive is that black wiggly bit there. On a pair of Heinegers, it's still the black wiggly bit and it's there. Now over a period of time, those blade drives, because you will see, as you locate your blade on, push it in, the black wiggly bit is the bit that makes your cutter blade run backwards and forwards. And over a period of time, it's only made of nylon, it's a plastic, it wears and it wears down. So your cutter blade isn't moving backwards and forwards smoothly. It might be a little bit so that it's not moving for the full contact width that it needs to do. It might just be that it's so far worn that the blade's not moving at all. Whichever way, as your blades are starting to drag, you'll find that it's your blade drive. More often than not, we get told that blades are blunt. And that could well be. Your blades do wear, obviously, and they do need sharpening. But your blade drives also wear. We would recommend that every time you have your blade sharpened, have your blade drive changed. It's not very expensive. On the Andis clippers, we're also finding in recent years that the blade drives are wearing quicker than your blades need sharpening. So it would be useful for you to know how to actually change a blade drive halfway through. You'll find that a lot of times the problems that you get with your blades and lines in coats and things like that, heat build-up in your clippers, noise on your clippers, is down to your blade drive rather than your blades. You can see on these Heinegers, take these, that's a brand new one, that's a worn one. Now there might not be a massive amount of difference between the two. There might only be half a mil, possibly a mil difference in width. But when you think that that has to contact into the slot there, any movement that you've got there without that blade moving is less movement of the cutter blade. Take a new one and slot in, you feel there's no movement there whatsoever, it fits in quite snugly. That will make your blade work the most efficiently. To change an Andis blade drive is really, really simple. You've got 4 screws, 2 there, 2 there. You take a Phillips screwdriver, close it up first, test, make sure that your spring's working fine, because your blade locks can tend to break sometimes. 1 screw, 2 screws, you'll find. There we go. They come out. Find this little silver plate underneath as well. Take that out. Take a brush, clear off anything that's got underneath it. You can actually see that this blade drive is worn. It won't just wear there, it can actually wear around the bearing as well. So that even though it looks like there's nothing wrong at the top, where your bearing's moving on your clippers, it's actually moving your blade drive properly. You find that these little fins can break. You find that the rubber inside there, again, can start to wear. Your other screws, 1, 2, that comes out. Take the little screws out. There we go. Take your new blade drive. You find if you move the bearing down to the bottom, you find it locates easier. Take your new blade drive, slot it in. You can see it fits snugly both sides. 1 screw, 2 screws. Tighten that up. Not overly tight, but tight enough. Turn it back over. Your silver plate, little spacer, pop that back in. You might find there's some hair build up in the back of here. Again, get rid of that. Toothbrush, drop that back in, make sure it goes over the top of the blade drive. Pop those screws in there. 1, 2. Right. The little blade lock is down, if you remember. Little screwdriver underneath there, just force it back up. You can see that that's working. Flip it over, put your cap back on, and that's it. You're ready to go. Thanks very much indeed. Bye.